HOTTOGO, the weather in Africa is hot to go.
It's hot, hot, hot.
It is. Welcome to War with a Mate with me, James.
Me, Andy.
And it is another bright, sunny fall day, as they called it in the game, which is autumn for everyone else. It's hot weather again, but this time it's special because I ruled it.
Yes, well, shall we get into what happened? Because you finished off your truck stuff.
That's right. We finished some of the stuff that we had going on last time we played, which feels like forever ago, because we've had some real ups and downs on the old War with a Mate front these last few weeks between this recording issue. But we're back. We're back playing the campaign for North Africa. We're back having the good old times that we have. And then we play this game once a week as well. But it's not been all that bad. We did wrap up the trucks, and my truck movement feels more structured than ever. It's a shame that we're now in the twilight of this scenario. But, hey.
Good to sort out.
That's it. I'd rather get it sorted at some point before the full game. It's just a shame it's far too little, far too late. My guys are starving. My guys are thirsty as well, because that hot weather, that extra evaporation, that's going to fucking tear me apart.
It's rough. So, yeah, we finished the turn. I rolled out some repairs. Did you?
Finished the upstage.
Sorry, yes, finished the upstage.
The turns of phrase mean vastly different things.
It's important. But yeah, did you repair?
I've got some repairs going, yeah. I need to roll on the table next time we play for the result, but I've got the things noted that I am repairing. So we did that. That's good. I've supplied my guys. You did yours last time, the trucks. I've supplied more airfields. Got some more supplies ferried off towards the west. Got some more airfield supply that haven't been supplied very frequently. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't do anything with them until next upstage.
Yeah, it didn't kick in this turn, but
they've got the stuff.
This upstage, I need to watch this regression. But yeah, they come online next upstage. So by the sounds of it, you're getting a chunkier Air Force back.
They're going to be chunkier. They're going to be chunkier. They're going to be the Kit Kat chunky of the Kit Kat Air Force world. The Air Force, of course, being Kit Kat. The ground force being a Oreo.
Okay, sure.
I'd call it an Oreo because you've got sand on the bottom, which is the bottom layer of the biscuit. You've got the cream in the middle, which is people.
Okay.
Person cream. And then on the top, you've got more sand because it's blown everywhere. Because it's windy.
So is it one of those not chocolate Oreos?
No, it's chocolate.
Okay, it's not the yellow ones.
No, what are they? You mean a custard cream?
Just like plain.
You
Oreo have a custard cream.
You're just describing a custard cream, which is up there as one of the better biscuits.
No, all right.
Bourbon cream, thoughts?
I'm a fan.
Yep.
Surprised, I had them recently. Way better. Well, not way better. As good as I remember them being as a child, which surprised me. You know, the pink wafers.
Oh, right. I had a conversation about pink wafers the other day.
Oh, okay.
Not a pink wafer fan. I was watching one of those videos where it's it's like 3 foods you have to get rid of one. Yeah. And it was chocolate digestives, pink wafer, or I think it was Milky Way. And I was like, of course, pink wafer's going. It's an insane proposition that it would be anything else.
Get rid of Milky Way.
What? No, you don't mean that. You're just trying to be controversial on a microphone.
At all.
It's not that kind of podcast, Andy. We're not here to make hot button political comments.
Have you ever got a Milky Way not in like a selection box or something?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I used to get the long double ones back when it was value for money. Not anymore.
Okay, back in the day.
Yeah, the world's fallen apart now. You can't. I don't remember the last time I bought a single chocolate bar on its own where it wasn't part of a meal deal. Can you?
No.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
You will be buying a standalone Kinder Bueno for me at my leisure.
Maybe I'll sneak out and get it as part of a meal deal.
I actually will forbid that. You're not saving any coin on this.
Okay.
If this is at all cost effective, it sort of ruins the point. I want you to suffer for this.
That's a nice thing for your friend to say.
I want my Kinder Bueno with a side of pound of flesh.
Gross meal.
It's kind of meal deal I would have. I usually get a plain ham sandwich. That's kind of my pound of flesh. I guess my £1.50 of flesh, because they're cheap on their own. It's barely a saving.
Yeah, you get one of the real sandwiches.
If I want to really get a saving in, I'll get the protein milkshake, a protein chocolate bar, and a ham sandwich. Because then I'm saving money on the other two expensive top shelf items.
Your meal deal's terrible.
My meal deal's great. My meal deal is terrific.
It's terrible.
So good, I'll sing a little song.
Don't.
Not right now, though. I'll save that. Anyway, we're drifting.
Anyway, we finished the turn.
Yeah, sorry.
The stage. And then I...
Stop saying it's the turn. You're a liar.
That one was on film.
You're a fucking liar.
So anyway, we finished the op stage. And then I handed you the ball. I said, hey, James, it's your initiative.
You
take the lead, buddy.
You finally got down on your knees and you said, pretty please, James, will you go first? And I looked at you, and for a moment I thought, I don't know, I feel sorry for this guy. He owes me chocolate. He's clearly losing at the game. Maybe I throw him one bone. Maybe I give him this one. So I looked down at you there on your knees. And
why you just... Okay.
And I patted you on the head and I went, you know what? All right, kid. I'll do this. Just this once.
What a horrible little fantasy you just had.
And then you got up, you sat down.
Oh, it's going. It's keeping going.
And you sat there on the edge of your seat going, go on, Mr. James. You can do it. And then I rolled weather and I got hot weather. And I think that whole thing you did on the knees and the ritual, whatever it was to make sure I rolled hot weather.
It was part of it.
You wanted to shift the blame onto me.
Yes.
And that's not cool.
But it worked.
It's not what friends do. Friends go to Central Perk, Andy.
I wish.
I wish
I could hang out in a coffee shop all day.
But we can't afford that.
No.
No one can. It's expensive to live, Andy. And you know what else is expensive? Heat. Because it gets rid of my water and my fuel faster. Albeit not as bad as it gets rid of yours. Yours is burning up way quicker.
Yeah, because I don't have fucking jerry cans.
Loser. I'm the jerry can Chad.
Don't describe yourself as the jerry can Chad.
I'm Jerry Chad. Nice to meet you.
That's a cool name.
Jerry Chad's a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with Jerry Chad, though. Jerry Chad knows that ball is life.
They see him go past and they go, that guy knows ball.
So, with the hot weather, aside from the bad breakdown and the bad evaporation side of things, it also means I didn't want to do any construction. I didn't want to mess around with any of that sort of stuff. So after we'd decided who was going first and we'd decided the weather, or rather the dice did one and you did the other, you in one situation being God, the dice in the other being God. It's sort of a polytheistic situation we've got going on here. And yeah, the outcome of all of that is air combat, air missions.
Yeah, we got to air pretty quick because the weather, as you said, sort of stops you doing a lot of stuff.
It does, and I decided to err on the side of caution with my air missions.
Yeah, just before we get to them, my construction did finish, so I've undone some of the damage you've done on that North Road.
Yeah, which is sort of, that actually bleeds quite nicely into my air missions, because while I was able to ferry some supplies to my airfields, the rest of which, by the way, went to Supply Dump 1, of course, the one up along the north coast, and also some to Fort Madalena, worth mentioning that actually. I got some supplies down there, because I've got some planes there ready, now that my SGSU have arrived there. So I got my airs in the air, I got my airs in the planes, and my planes in the air, and upon doing so realised I don't have a lot in the way of bombs going off here. I had 25 planes, and each of them had 4 bombs each.
Okay.
Not great. So
No.
I had 100 bomb points exactly. And I thought, where shall I drop them? And I figured, well, let's really commit to it. Let's commit to bombing the airfield at Alexandria.
Yes.
Let's finally fight fire with fire. Let's take out some of your air superiority, which you now have, with some of my planes. So I targeted that, and then we had to consult the rules. because we thought that I'd selected an invalid target at first.
Yes. But we looked and it listed the things and it didn't include airfields.
Yeah, so there were two tiers of apprehension. The first was when we looked at major cities being bombed. If you bomb the city, the fortification, then you need to do it at night. You can't actually do that during the day.
Checks out.
But then we realised I'm not bombing the fortification. I'm just bombing the things within.
Yes, and then there was another section with you can't bomb trucks, units, supply dumps, various other things.
Then we found, that the case of the fortifications defend only certain things. They don't seem to defend airfields.
No.
Which makes sense. We discussed the logistics of this when we were playing. You can't really fortify an airfield.
You can put AA guns there, but in terms of fortifying, it's just a long, flat piece of ground.
Yeah, you can't put a roof on that. You can't hide it. Well, I guess you can hide. That's the one thing you can do. You can try and hide it. You can't make it safer. You probably can do that as well. This game's not very realistic. They really missed the mark with the realism aspect of this game.
Yeah, they clearly winged it.
They've never... Oh, air pun. I like it. I'm trying to think of how I can shoehorn the word bird into this.
It's not going to work now.
I'll circle around to it. I will get there.
Like a bird in flight.
Oh, fuck you. What? Why do that? Who does that? We've been doing this so long, and you think it's nice to make little snipey remarks like that, to take my jokes.
Well, you could say it's all your chickens coming home to roost.
Oh my god! You know what? You're a real dickhead.
Didn't have a bird-related insult, did you?
No, none that were like actually pointed. Just some quite soft ones. And I felt like you needed to be... I need you to know I'm angry.
Well, it doesn't affect me up here on my ivory perch.
Ivory perch? Come on. Now you're saying things that aren't even turns of phrase.
I'm taking a classic turn of phrase and making it bird fiend.
A real wordsmith. It's like watching Shakespeare.
Yeah. I mean, you would have loved to see him work, and naysayers like you would have been like, you're spelling all that shit wrong, that's not a word. Lo and behold.
That would actually be what I would do.
Yeah.
I would definitely criticize Shakespeare back in the day.
Yeah, you would have pedanted Shakespeare.
I would have decried him. And then he would have rose to superiority, and I'd be dead by then, though. By the time I realised how big he's got, I would be dead.
But it would be remembered.
I'd be remembered more so.
As the guy who's been the most wrong about language.
Well, if you think about, a lot of people remember Jesus, and a lot of people remember Judas.
They do.
So I'd at least have a sort of Judas-esque role within the Shakespeare verse.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a canon or a rogues gallery.
Yeah. The Shakespeare rogues gallery.
I guess the Puritans.
Yeah, that's a good point. I could be one of them. Which do any of them have like robot arms or?
No, they're aggressively boring. They're fanatically boring.
I could do that. That's what we're doing. This is us preaching our sermon.
No, we laugh too much. They're very much everything must be grey and life should suck.
We're laughing about that though. We're laughing about our grey activity.
Yeah, we are the Andy Shakespeare.
Andy Shakespeare. I'm Uncle Shakespeare. That's a throwback. It's a callback to a previous episode that we did. Episode 11.
What classic bits.
Uncle Climax. I think that's the episode. Anyway, we're drifting even further off topic.
Yeah, this has been...
But it's all game-centric.
Yeah.
The game's in the middle, and we're circling around like birds of prey. Fuck yes. Now we can move on.
Okay.
All right, cool. So... forgot what we were talking about. Yes, Alexandria. So we determined in the end I can't actually bomb these airfields. So I did, and I dropped my bombs, and lo and behold, took off one of the airstrips.
And 10% of
your
the planes that are there.
And it's a big airfield.
It is.
So that's a lot of planes taken out. I don't know how many exactly.
I need to work it out exactly because I'm going to spread them because there's multiple SGSUs there. So
do your squads cap out at 15 or 16? Because mine are 12.
I think mine cap out at 15 and I can have 12 ready.
Yeah, because I can have 9 ready.
Yeah.
9 or 8? 9, I think it's 9.
Yeah.
I should know that off the top of my head. So I've taken out definitely a comfortable number with that. And that was a very small commitment of bombs. I mean, it's the only ones I've got, so it's actually a big one. But relative to what I could have if all my stuff was ready.
Yeah, you could go the full... Because you can do up to 5 on the airfields, can't you?
I think so. 4 or 5, yeah.
Which is... max out at 6 is pretty bad.
And I can definitely commit enough bombs when I've got all my air stuff ready to hit the last few columns.
Yeah.
All I really need to do, and I realised this when we were playing, and I had a moment of frustration over it, was my airfields on map A, right next to Benghazi, are just sat there to rot at the moment because I've not been refueling them, refilling them with resources because I've got no truck convoy that reliably operates around there.
Yeah, you need a sort of backline, not quite like third, second in that way, but you need like a map A truck convoy.
Yeah, because they could just zip around those airfields at Benghazi, and every single turn, every single op stage, I could resupply every single airfield to some extent.
Yeah.
And I could do that every single op stage, every single time I'm dropping a lot of bombs. Like, yeah, it would have to be a fair few trucks to be able to resupply all the ammo I would need for those bombing runs. But, I mean, the rewards are just insane.
And Benghazi is one of your ports. You get your shipments in, right?
Yeah, it is, for all intents and purposes, if I'm using it just for the bombs, unlimited supplies.
Yeah.
So I need to get that sorted, if not now in the main game.
Yeah, because I'm not able to do much damage to your convoys at the minute. Even if I can find them, which I rarely can, there's just not enough planes in Malta to be like taking 50% or anything like that.
Yeah, you're not going to be doing any reasonable damage, so I'm not... Yeah, supply-wise, in terms of getting them to the theatre, is fine.
Yeah.
That's never been the issue, it's how I move them around. So I've tried to come to terms with that a little bit with my now structured truck convoys. I still find myself lacking in certain areas. But the air missions. So I dropped the bombs on your airfield, that was all good and well. I then ran a combat air patrol over Supply Dump 1 and I think it's the 4th Black Shirts over that way.
Yeah, it is.
And that was ineffective in the sense of it was pointless.
Yeah, because I did 4 missions against 3 hexes. I did a bombing/strafing run against one of your truck convoys.
Yes.
That ended up between the bombing and the strafing, destroying 5 trucks.
Yes.
And then I strafed the first Libyans and the second... Was it the second Black Shirts?
Second Black Shirts.
Yeah.
Their first conflict.
Yeah, and I think they both lost 1 tow of infantry each.
They did. The first Libyans lost one of their dwindling number of tow points, and the second Black Shirts lost their very first. It's their first wound in this battle. They finally arrived. They helped win me the scenario, but they have now taken their first blood. So they will be coming back with a vengeance.
Which I guess is also, well, movements next, and it's you taking the lead, because, I had a few reasons for it. One, I was a bit like, I'm not sure what I want to do.
Yes.
And 2, you've sort of moved back into a reactive position, so I'm going to make you be proactive. I guess
Well, that's
put
it.
the strategy, like, bounce off, because I guess you could just be like, I'm passing the turn, as it were, but I don't think you will.
Well, that's it. As soon as you said that it was me, I knew where that was coming from. I knew it was going to be a combination of uncertainty, sort of what is James doing with this move, and also, I guess, to force my hand into showing you what I'm doing before you then need to react.
Yes.
So, will that influence what I'm doing? Yes, absolutely. Do I know exactly what I'm doing? No. Do I have a bit of an idea as to what I'm doing? I think so.
Yeah. There's another reason I'm doing it as well for this test game.
Yeah.
It seemed a good opportunity to do it as well. I want to get a sense of how powerful
The back-to-back is.
the back-to-back, yeah.
Yes. That's a good point. I don't feel like I'm going to benefit from this because this is my back-to-back right now.
Which you didn't have time to prepare for.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm on the back foot of the back-to-back.
Yes. And you also used the first leg of it to do a retreat.
Yes.
So if you come forward...
I've done nothing.
Yeah, so...
Which is why... what I won't be doing is undoing that turn. So that wasn't something I needed to do for the sake of their survivability for like this op stage, for example. That wasn't for that. So I won't be undoing the turn. I won't be Control-Zing this.
No.
However, doesn't mean I won't move some guys further forward. But there is, of course, the risk that now I double down on this retreat, in which case you now have a lot more ground to clear.
Yeah.
Because if I double down on this retreat, you've now given me an op stage difference between us.
Yeah, but I guess I could flood in and take Bardia.
I don't think you could take Bardia. Because if I continue that retreat...
I guess it depends where you draw the line.
Yeah, well, it's definitely not going to be past Bardia.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that for free. I'm busy working at Bardia to get you evicted, so your truck bandits are still in there.
Certainly going to happen this time.
Yes.
It's another reason as well. There's actually... because they'd be attacking, which is much worse for survivability.
Okay, yes.
So might as well have a defensive one.
Where you could possibly hold off.
And then they'll probably die.
In the attack
but
round.
You won't be able to move in.
Yes, that's a good point. Oh, that's kind of frustrating.
Yeah. I am interested to see how... Is it going to feel... I mean, there's obviously the air states, so there's more reactiveness. But is it going to almost feel like double CPA, or is it... Like, I am very curious to see if this tempo thing is going to be a useful weapon.
You make a good point, because I could well see the benefit of that. If I find a way to, double down and invest in this tactic of withdrawing and repositioning, if I now use that to do it again, I can buy myself an op stage. I give myself a buffer, where at the moment, if you were taking your go right now, your movement, you could just undo what I've done by moving up.
Yes, I
just
can
move
engage.
the same amount.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if I move further again, then your turn is on the back foot. Yes, you could then use your second one to then also move and then fill that gap.
Yeah.
But then you're just spending your op stage running towards me and separating yourself further from your supply lines. It feels like opening yourself up. So
yeah. It's an interesting bit as well, where I'm like, high chance of overextending.
And the best part about this is it's hot weather.
Yes, so breakdowns are going to go up.
So if I pull back even just a little bit more, if you want to close that gap, this is a bad time to be doing it.
Yeah,
because you're closing a gap over open desert.
Yes. It's a good point, because it's the end of the Via Balbo.
Yes. So if you want to start coming towards me now, this is a really bad time. And I can tell by the look on your face you hadn't thought about that.
A bit, but no, I think it should work all right. But yeah, there is the... If I was like doing a charge to engage,
yes,
it would be a
bloodbath.
Yeah.
Not in the sense of I kill you, just in the sense of you're going to start losing guys.
And yeah, they could end up not being able to move if water or fuel, if they're locked off for too long.
Which is my ideal situation. Your supply lines kill you.
I mean, that's also kind of mine. I do think a big part of it is... Because it is, we've had like those big engagements where they've gone back and forth, and like it's not getting rid of a division. Certainly like weakened it, like the First Libyans, for example.
Yeah, they've absolutely shrunk. It's insane. I showed you the difference in the size of those tables earlier. And seeing it go from the size it was to what it is now is just devastating.
Yeah, but that was like a lot of resources to invest in doing that damage. Whereas, yeah, if you can just isolate a division somewhere without supplies, you've killed the division, but you don't have to actually do the fighting.
Yeah, realistically, all I need to do is kill your trucks.
Yeah.
If I can find a way to make your trucks unavailable, then your guys have got I mean, what you guys don't have is enough ammo and resources to fight every single one of my divisions.
No, not...
So you could win a few fights.
Yeah.
But even if I just dig in and just have my guys stay in position, and then slowly but surely have my divisions start to flank you while you're blocked by guys who refuse to move, you can't fight your way through them. You can't saw your way out.
That's them not being able to stand their ground thing.
Yes. It's pretty bad. So if you stay where you are now, then I guess you're kind of safe, but you're not going to win the game doing that.
No.
So we found ourselves at a bit of an impasse with that, and I'm going to be thinking of what I can do, because next week it'll be a really important one, deciding what I'm going to do with this bumper turn. I do have, I think, the start of an idea, but it's one of those things where as soon as you do something that slightly throws the plan off, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly walking into these with I know what I'm going to do, and then anything happens, and it's now I need to react to that.
I think I'm in an alright position still. I'm not too worried. Nothing's going to happen terrible for the rest of turn 4. Rest of turn 4, I'm safe.
Yeah, I'm not going to be taking a city this turn.
Turn 5. Turn 5's dangerous.
Turn 5's going to be a mess.
And then it's the last one, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, the end of turn 5 might be a bit of a frenzy because depending on where the front is, it's far enough that neither of us can get to the others.
Yes.
So you might as well just throw the divisions in.
Yeah, I think when the hammer comes down on the end of turn 5, and we do all of our store distribution for the start of turn 6, and we realise that this is now the end state of the game, I think we'll just have to commit
it.
At that point, there's nothing to lose.
No.
So I'm interested to see what that looks like, but for now, we've still got to keep our composure. We've got to just be two guys who pretend to know what they're doing.
Boy, are we pretending.
Oh, we're good. We're good at it, though. We really stick the landing on that one. Gameplay is, well, it plays itself at this point. It's like clockwork. We don't even need to be there.
Probably should be there.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on things.
It's just a board game as well, I suppose. We need to move the pieces and fill out the spreadsheets and stuff. Make the decisions.
Do the game.
We should recruit more people. Do you ever think about going back on our word?
every week.
Do you ever think about not doing this anymore?
Every week.
You know what? You know what I do look forward to?
Yeah.
The end. You know when this is just done. You do realise, Andy, when we get to the end of this game, we don't have to do this anymore.
This is the fun bit.
But all of it, though, we don't have to play this game anymore. No recording episodes. No putting them out. None of that. One day this ends.
It's far too early in the process for you to be excited or looking forward to that.
Blue sky thinking.
Okay.
This ends at some point. We're both alive.
Yeah.
And we just don't have to do this anymore. We just relax. Imagine that.
That'd be fun.
Close your eyes for a moment. Close your eyes.
Of course I was going to open them.
Oh.
What were you doing?
I was going to get rid of Alexandria.
Just destroy the board.
I was going to move all the pieces off and then put a post-it note over it or something.
I'd definitely not be able to find it then.
I don't know, man. I've seen you do some embarrassing things. I think I could trick you.
You could probably trick me, but not like that.
All right. How could I trick you? Name
I'm not
two
going to
ways.
help you.
Oh, that's not very sportsmanlike.
No, it isn't. I agree. I'm not being sporting.
Well, if you're not being sporting, then I don't want to talk to you right now. So instead, we're gonna do a mailbag. We're gonna read out what the listeners have to say, because we've done all of the gameplay stuff. So I don't want to talk to you now. So we'll talk separately. We'll read the mailbags. We'll just not interact with each other. How does that sound?
That sounds fine, I guess. This is going to need a real common ground this week. Just me,
and you guys listening now. So I hope you're all having a good episode. I'm sure Andy's doing a fun thing on his side of the room as well. But I have an email here from Hugh, and Hugh's topic of the subject of the email is another Aussie writing in, and it goes, "Hey there, y'all." It's a good y'all. I like a y'all. Another one of your apparently many Australian viewers. Yes, you are. We do seem to have a bit of a bunch of those. I've been binging your content over the last week or two, around when episode 60 came out, and loving it. I've been pondering why so many Australians are watching. Me too. Maybe you can fill me in on this, Hugh.
I'm looking for this insight.
Yeah, whatever that noise was. One of the... Who interrupts an email? So, one of the reasons there are so many of us is we love good British humour. I think it reminds us of our heritage. But I think a bigger reason is the North African campaign is the main theatre where Australia fought during World War II. We also fought, as my grandparents did, in the Pacific Theatre, but many of our most famous groups fought in North Africa, most notably the Rats of Tobruk and the Scrap Iron Flotilla, both of whom I would most certainly recommend for a future history segment. Oh, I shall let Andy know.
They're on the list.
While I'm at it, rude, a question. The Rats of Tobruk held the city against Rommel's attack for 9 months, roughly 40 game turns. How are sieges reflected in the game rules, and is it reasonable for a group to hold a single city against a complete siege for that long a time? Furthermore, since supply problems and the threat of losing divisions would be so present in a siege, would a siege actually ever be likely to happen, or would it be better as a tactical decision to allow a city to fall once there was a threat of encirclement? Thanks for reading, and stay subtle, humble, and brave. Reporting in from the deserts of your minds, Hugh. Well, Hugh, thank you. That's good. You really could have won yourself back over there, Andy, by laughing at that one. That would have got you right back into the good books. Didn't work. Right, well, either way, I will have to defer to some of your, I guess, perspective on this one, because we do have a siege going on right now.
We do.
Right now, in Bardia, you're holding off against a siege in my city.
Yes.
With my trucks. Don't know whose notification that was.
Someone got a notification now.
Someone's laptop's about to die. So, your truck bandits, they've been holding off a fair while now. It's been, 3 op stages?
Yeah, they darted in. Yeah, and turn 3.
So, that is a good reflection of how long you can last. And I think part of it is down to the way attrition of forces works in the losses. When you're in close assault, the losses that you sustain are percentage, which means until you get real low down, you're never going to be losing the remainder of the group. Yeah. You have to really whittle down a group before that becomes a viable situation. So your men are able to hold off. That rule that we found fairly recently, in which you can refuse to retreat and take an extra 10% loss, means that you can realistically hold off as long as you want, or as long as the percentages allow that. And the cities have fortification levels as well, which helps defend against things like barrage.
Yeah, and it's quite significant. It's like several columns, which is like in bomb points, like 3 or 4, which is like 40 odd. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a big impact from fortifications.
Yeah, so being in a city, it means that you're kind of all right in if all you want to do is survive, then you're good.
Also, if I set up, I think you could hold it as well if for a longer term thing, and I had more people there. You could set up like airlifting and supply by sea, which you can't really block off as the opposing. So you could, in theory, I think, hold a siege for a very long time.
Well, especially when it's Bardia, because I've already got a lot of supplies there. If it was somewhere like Tobruk, it's actually a port.
Yes.
So at that point, it's supplies on tap.
I could just or if I took it, I could Commonwealth shipping.
Yes.
Like, I think if you can grab a hold of a port, or even better, a port with an airfield, you can hold out for a long time.
As well as that, if you've only got a relatively small force, and depending on what you're consuming when you're in combat, you don't even burn through your supplies particularly quick.
No.
Bearing in mind, stores are only consumed once per turn. Water, yes, is supplied regularly, but it'll have a well, so it's unlimited water at these settlements as well. So water you don't need to worry about. Fuel you won't be using much of, if any, because you're stationary. So it is really just ammo and stores.
Yeah, you don't really need much else. I can see sieges happening, not like a siege on one hex, but I could see a situation where like the city and the hexes around it.
Yes.
Where it's not as direct a siege on like fortifications and stuff, but it's a siege on a dug-in position. Like, I could see us having a siege at, the Halfa Pass.
Yes, that's a good position, actually, yeah, because that's right next to a few burhs and villages. But also, it's a good geographical spot.
It kind of gives you access from the coast area to the desert area on Map C.
Yes, it is a bit of a nexus of all the different environment, because there's almost like 3 different areas that branch off from there. You've got the road coming up north, you've got the tracks coming down south, and then also the tracks going directly west and east as well, if you're not counting the position you're coming from.
Yeah, it is a crossroad.
So I think sieges will probably be uncommon when they happen. Like the one at Bardia is just because of the complete clusterfuck that is your truck bandits sneaking in there. But it's not going to be as common, I think, for forces to get in there, because I think if there's a siege, it means that the wall of one side has pushed all the way to that. I think that becomes the sort of the furthest point of reach.
The siege is sort of the front.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't really see it going any other way. I can't envision a siege in a settlement where that isn't the end of the front.
I could kind of see it sort of with what happened to Tobruk in the game, where there's like a big pocket of resistance somewhere. You put enough guys to stop them by breaking out.
Yes.
And then you move, because they just sort of besieged Tobruk with enough guys to keep them in there, and Rommel sent the rest of his guys. So I think you could have sieges like that, where you're just holding a chunk.
Yeah, you're trying to keep them in place rather than trying to take the location.
Yeah, it's sort of it'll be nice to take the city, but I'm also very happy that wherever the front is, whatever you've contributed to this siege in terms of units and also resupplying.
Yeah. Like, ideal scenario for me, I guess, on the flip side of that is right now where your guys are sort of pushed up against the border of Map C. If I manage to snake behind them and I start sieging Mersa Matruh,
yeah,
that would be incredible.
That would be very, very big for you, yeah.
Because at that point, I've locked down your supply line. And also the front is still present further west, but I've locked down that area. Yeah. So I don't think, going back to the question that Hugh raised, I don't think I would ever see abandoning the city as an immediate option. Like, it doesn't stand out as being the better way to do anything. I think there's definitely going to be a tactical moment where maybe running away, leaving that place to the dogs is a viable choice. Yeah. But I don't think it stands head and shoulders above the rest as a good idea. I think it would have to be a fairly niche one, because if you want to keep that location, keeping it is very easy.
Taking stuff is really difficult.
Yes, if you've got a dug-in force, those garrisons that I've got at Bardia and Tobruk, if I keep them there and then you come knocking, it's a fucking nightmare for you.
Yeah, well, the one you took out of Bardia had was it 15 guns or something stupid?
I think it's 9.
Yeah, that sounds, yeah.
9 or 10 guns. It's just insane levels of barrage points.
Yeah, which you can also just go nuts with in a city, because you've got
it's just
1,000 ammo and a supply dump.
Yeah, if it's Tobruk, it's unlimited practically. The amount of ammo that comes in, I can't use it in a single turn.
Yeah.
So I will just be churning through that, absolutely blasting anything that comes to the door. So I can't really see a situation where I would ever leave Tobruk if that garrison was there. You'd have to kick me out. I would never leave.
Yeah.
which does make me feel confident when it comes to defend in that area.
Certainly with garrisons, I could see maybe being like, I'll pull this unit out.
Oh yeah, I'd pull out like a bunch of guys there. Like if I had a division stationed there, I'd pull them out and go do other stuff. But having a garrison like that is so worthwhile. So yeah, I think answers the questions, Hugh, but very well raised and at a good point because we've been looking at fortification rules today for the air stuff. So very well timed that. I suppose you sent it a little while ago. We picked it up. This one's on us. Good job. Good job, us.
Nice one, us.
Yeah. And you know what? I think for that, Andy, we can talk. You and I think that was good by us. An assist from Hugh, but primarily us that did that.
Okay.
We should start writing our own emails.
That's such a bad idea. No. But I do have one that I wrote.
Oh, perfect. What's this one?
Under the alias Martin.
That's what you call yourself.
Yep. Hi, Andy and James. I learned about your project and podcast yesterday, 26th of January, 2026, and immediately binged 11 episodes.
It's impressive.
Yeah. I have hobbies and things to do, I swear. I just listen to everything on double speed. I decided to write in now as I'm sitting in McDonald's eating the saddest meal because you two keep mentioning that you still haven't received any emails. Well, I hope it changes over the course of 50 episodes I have yet to listen to. But if not, hi, I'm listening. I heard about SBI campaign for North Africa at some point in the past, but wasn't aware of how much of a clusterfuck of a game it is. Still, from now on, thanks to you guys, I will be able to deploy SBI trivia to my normie friends during D&D and board game nights. I'm excited to eventually catch up. Thanks for that, Martin. It always gives me a smile when we receive emails from people running into the us begging for emails phase.
Yeah, it was early on. I think the funny thing is as well, when that's been mentioned there, is that you've missed a part off the email as well, Andy.
The subject line is private pervert reporters.
Yeah, and also the PS. PS email title refers to a joke in episode 11 that maybe your listeners don't want to be called perverts, but I don't mind. I'm kind of a pervert.
I did miss that.
I guess if you're saying that you wrote this, Andy, I see why you're trying to shy away from taking responsibility, but if you're a pervert, Andy, just say it.
No.
Also, being a pervert sat in McDonald's, I don't know. I feel like there's some sort of precedent to that. Also,
is there?
Also, he said episode 11. That's Uncle Climax. That's the joke I just made earlier.
We also picked this email.
This episode is the spiritual successor to episode 11. We made a sequel, Andy.
Yeah.
Martin, you might want to be careful. Not just from the pervert side of things, but also the way that we got started on this is at our D&D session, our friend told us about the campaign for North Africa. So be very aware that you might talk to your friends about this and they might start playing it forever.
That is the transmission vector.
Yeah, that's how this thing spreads.
Yes.
It's podcast born. So if you spread it, it's an auditory plague. So you got to be careful with that.
It's a plague that devours 4 to 6 hours of your week.
Yeah.
Sometimes more if you get the chance.
It's terminal as well. It will last forever. It will shorten your lifespan. This game can't be doing anything good for my lifespan.
No.
No. What it's doing is increasing my screen time. It's making me... I'm going to get some sort of spinal issues because of the way I sit when I'm playing the game. And I just think psychologically, it's not going to help me be all there in my older age. I'm going to be remembering a war that I wasn't there for.
What a horrible glimpse into our future.
Hunched over, unable to remember anything but the campaign for North Africa, a war that ended 100 years ago. It's not good. But I would say, in terms of binging, that means Martin is now caught up.
Yeah.
If you keep that trajectory, he's actually way ahead of us.
Tell us what it's like.
Martin, let us know what happens. I don't feel like Martin is subject to linear time. He seems like a fifth dimensional kind of guy.
I got that impression from the email.
Guy's a fifth dimensional pervert.
Yeah.
And thankfully, if he's fifth dimensional, he won't be attacking fascist Italians. You only do that in the fourth dimension.
Yes, anyone who attacks them comes from the fourth dimension.
The desert, the sand.
The mountains, they get attacked from anywhere.
Space, maybe? In one of the sequels?
One day. In one of the sequels, do you mean World War III?
Or any of the other world wars.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we'll tick off World War III first. I'm sure that's a long way off.
Yeah, it's definitely not. Basically, what's happening now isn't the equivalent Abyssinian crisis we've been covering.
Well, nothing like life imitating art, imitating life.
Yes.
Well, I'm sure it'll all work out, maybe.
Oh, what a message of hope.
That's not what we're here for, Andy. We're here to deliver funny hijinks about a board game, about a war that's long gone. So we'll focus on the war that's done. That's our wheelhouse. That's our speciality.
It is.
And if anyone wants to get in touch with us to share their thoughts on our speciality, or your speciality, or anyone's speciality, or just anything, really, we'll read anything. So fire it over. The email address is info@warwithamate.co.uk. The website is warwithamate.co.uk. And the Instagram is just warwithamate. We take messages on all of them. We've got a web form on the website. It works sometimes. We're not masters of technology. I mean, if you were here for the whole delay the other week with the audio thing, we don't know what we're fucking doing with this podcast thing. Which makes it all the funnier that we do have a live show coming up, which is in Birmingham, 30th of May at the UK Games Expo. So if you go to the UK Games Expo, tag along to that. It'll be time to be confirmed. We don't know the time exactly yet, but we'll confirm that. It'll be good. Come along, we'll talk about the game. We'll be there, and maybe we'll bring props. Maybe we'll bring fireworks. Yeah, just had an email. It's been cancelled. We're not allowed to bring fireworks.
We can't have wrestling-style pyro for our entrance.
To the organisers of the UK Games Expo, we promise we won't bring pyrotechnics. Please don't cancel the show. But don't. They can definitely hear that. I can't edit that out. I don't know how to edit it properly. No, it'll be fine. We'll just bring our wacky selves. We're fiery enough, Andy, aren't we?
Yeah, we're explosive.
We're real powder kegs in the podcast industry. We're real hot rods, hot shots, up and comers, movers and shakers. And speaking of movers and shakers, Andy, I believe you've got a history segment about some individuals who really moved and shook the world with some of their actions.
That's a wild intro to what I'm about to talk about, but let's get to it. Fuck. The men of the long-range desert patrols were quite a sight on their return to Cairo from a month's trip to the contrast between the east and west of the Nile is very marked. In the east, the country... At this point, I gave little thought to my future, but had always been interested in boats in the sea. I am more or less in the position of a captain in command of a ship, which is on the point of sinking because errors are present.
We are absolutely not qualified to share views on history. Well, Andy, please, whatever you're about to drop on us, let's hope that my introductory tone of whimsy maybe softens the blow of whatever's about to come, based on the little preview you gave last time.
Special sprayers were installed on board aircraft so they could vaporize over vast areas of territory a fine, death-dealing rain. Groups of 9, 15, or 18 aircraft followed one another so that the fog issued from them in a continuous sheet. It was thus that, as from the end of January 1936, soldiers, women, children, cattle, rivers, lakes, and pastures were drenched continually in this deadly rain. It's a quote from Haile Selassie to the UN.
I'm sorry. I've misread the room.
Yeah. Because we're going to be getting into some of the war crimes from this conflict.
Oh, right. Okay. Oh, well, at least it's a nice... okay. I'm just gonna have to take this one. This isn't gonna be a pleasant one, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's learn horrible things.
Okay, so a general. We'll get into some Italian gas use, but we're going to lay a general groundwork of what's going on in this conflict.
Okay.
So to start with, the Ethiopians had a tradition at this time of castrating defeated enemies and taking body parts as trophies.
Right. Okay, that's intense.
Yeah. Hundreds of Italian colonial troops from Eritrea and dozens of Italians experienced this fate, many of them alive.
Ooh.
Yeah. The Italians themselves also quickly adopted a no prisoners policy, first as an unwritten rule, but later as an official rule, when in May 1936, Mussolini gave the order to Graziani, all rebels taken prisoner must be shot.
All right. I mean, the only... I'm not going to say positive, it's not. I guess at least it's shot and not something worse.
I guess, yeah.
I'm trying to take the wins where I can here, because this is horrible.
Yeah, this isn't a great one, but yeah, it should be talked about. So the Italian narrative on this whole thing, they have a couple of justifications. One of the main ones for them using gas was the death of an Italian airman, Tito Minitini, who, due to engine troubles, landed behind enemy lines on the 26th of December, 1935. Tito and the other man in the plane survived the crash. What happens next is disputed, but the two men ultimately died. The Italian claims the two pilots were defending themselves, but Sergeant Livio was killed at the site. Then Tito was captured and tortured to death by the Ethiopian army.
Oh.
Not going to go into too many details here, but it's a bad death. And these reports come out from an Egyptian Red Cross worker. The Italians use this as a justification for their chemical weapon use. And another one is the use of dum-dum bullets, which, not as fun as they sound, they're made from softer material so that they expand on impact and cause bigger wounds.
Oh,
I'm not... Our gun fans might be able to correct me. I think they're like early versions of hollow point bullets.
That's what came to mind.
Yeah. Which are, if I remember rightly, currently banned under the Geneva Convention, and these were banned under the Hague Convention.
Yeah, I think... I'm pretty sure you're not allowed hollow point rounds.
No, I think they're specific for causing over injury.
Yes. Yeah.
So back to these airmen. While the two men died, their bodies were discovered 200 meters away from the wreckage of the aircraft after the war. The cause of death could not be determined. The Ethiopians sent a messenger to Graziani claiming that the men were killed by locals angered by the bombings and invasion, but they weren't Ethiopian troops. Graziani arrested the messenger and did not reply.
I mean, he hasn't heard the turn of phrase then, has he?
No. The boss of the Egyptian Red Cross worker denies his employee's report. However, he's in Egypt at the time. Two other workers on the scene back up the account. I think it's likely that it did happen. I don't know if the Ethiopian army were involved, but it seems like, yeah, these guys did die rough deaths.
The thing is to use that as justification for chemical warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it could well be that both sides here have been real shits about it, but I think the escalation of that, regardless of the fact that this has been a horrible death, I don't know that this could ever justify... well, it doesn't. I'm not going to say it. I don't know that. It doesn't justify chemical warfare. There's not any fence-sitting about that. That's just wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, but I did just want to... It's not... It's nasty all around. It's not a...
Yeah, now it's clear that both sides are willing to get very brutal with it. This isn't just clean-cut, kill the enemy. It's getting...
No.
It's going over the top now. They're over-egging it.
Yeah. So after that happens, Graziani orders leaflets to be dropped by airplane saying, "You have beheaded one of our airmen, infringing all human and international laws, under which prisoners are sacred and deserve respect. You will get what you deserve, Graziani. He shot the messenger. He's putting prisoners. They're killing prisoners. It's deeply hypocritical from them. So that's mainly the Italian narrative to this, but the timeline doesn't make sense. So as we've talked about, Italy over the preceding decade have transported hundreds of tons of gas to Eritrea.
Yeah, I remember we waxed about this a little bit previously.
Yeah.
They have too much of the chemical here.
Yes.
They can't have just had that on the back of this revelation. They had this already.
Yeah. They also used the gas before the 26th of December, with some reports being as early as early October,
Cool,
which is before this happens.
Yeah, so unless the fuckers are clairvoyant, then...
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't add up. They're not Martin, who's in the fifth dimension.
No. So on the 27th of October 1935, Mussolini sent a message to His Excellency Graziani: the use of gas as an ultima ratio to overwhelm enemy resistance, and in case of counterattack is authorized. Ultima ratio is like in terms of last resort, or like the worst situation.
Yeah.
But that order also says if they counterattack.
You can't preemptively get ready for the worst case scenario.
Yeah, but also if you're starting a war with people, they will counterattack you.
Yeah, that's how that works. Then it's not a war.
You're invading their country.
Yeah, if they don't counterattack, that's not a war. You shouldn't. No. Yeah, you can't invade somewhere and then go, if they fight back, we'll use chemical weapons.
Yeah, so my reading of that is he's put the ultimate ratio thing in there, but the end of it is just, and go for it. And then on the 28th, he sends to Bagoglio: given the enemy system, I have authorized Your Excellency to use, even on a vast scale, any gas and flamethrowers. Which is 2 days after this incident, where it's like, you have the gas there. This is your, like, for the international community to justify it.
Yeah, this is about optics at this point.
Yeah.
They've started employing it already, and now they've got a reason, massive air quotes, to start deploying it.
Yes, and deploy it on a vast scale they will. This is a continuation of the starting quote. In order more surely to poison the waters and pastures, the Italian command made its aircraft pass over and over again. These feeble attacks succeeded. Men and animals succumbed. The deadly rain that fell from the aircraft made all of those whom it touched fly shrieking with pain. All those who drank poisoned water or ate infected food also succumbed in dreadful suffering, with tens of thousands of victims of Italian mustard gas. So they used gas from planes. They also used it in bombs and aerosols from planes, and they also put it in artillery shells.
So wherever they're attacking, it's just rife with mustard gas now.
Yes, and also this other kind of gas I found out about, diphenylchlorochlorine, also known as mask breaker. This is specifically designed where the particles are small enough to get through the filters of gas masks, and it makes you compulsively sneeze and vomit. So you have to take the mask off.
Oh,
so they fire this stuff into like positions, and then the mustard gas.
So they've got a gas that makes a gas mask completely dysfunctional,
and then the gas mask would protect you from, which is like worse. You can't have the mask.
If you're putting measures in place to allow for your other chemical weapon to be used by using a chemical weapon, you're fucked. Like
you've committed to this chemical weapon thing.
You're doing like multiple steps to get to the chemical warfare. Like, sorry, I say chemical warfare. That makes it sound like there's some sort of like chemical retaliation. You're using chemical weapons against a force.
Yes.
Not just force, the general population as well. They're infecting the food with it, the water supply.
Yeah.
You can't when you get a water supply, you're no longer able to contain the spread of that.
No, it just seeps out into...
Now it's going to be whoever drinks from that. You can't have any sort of discernible idea as to who it is that you've killed with this.
No, it's just a fire, and
that's not humane. That's so fucked.
Yeah, as well as that, they're using mustard gas primarily, which is known as the king of chemical agents because it's easy to produce, low cost, predictable, persistent, and can cause resource-devouring casualties rather than fatalities. It gets its name from both its yellow color and also the smell.
Oh, I didn't know the smell.
Yeah, I also saw in World War One, before the name got like solidified, it also got called garlic gas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it causes blistering on exposed skin, severe damage to the eyes, and which can result in blindness. And if you inhale it, it does damage to all your internal tissues, so the lungs. There's no antidote or protective chemical you can use at all. The only way to avoid it is by covering the skin, mouth, and nose. So if you've been exposed, there's no, like, put this on to nullify it.
Yeah. So you can't, there's no preventative measure. There's no, So when you say protect the skin as well, so just exposed skin.
Any exposed skin will burn or blister.
Oh, God.
And the Ethiopians as well they don't have enough gas masks, and they're wearing a lot of tribal clothing, like loose, for the heat.
Well, that's it. The climate is going to be perfect for gas to seep in through.
Well, you've come right on to the next point, which is
great,
horrible. One of the scariest elements is after exposure, it can take several hours to set in. So you can just be exposed, and then there's no antidote or anything, but you just know it's coming.
Oh, no, I hate that.
Yeah.
Just the impending dread of, I've been exposed to this. When am I going to start coughing up blood? When's my skin going to blister?
And here's another bit when you mentioned the climate being bad. One, it's worse the hotter it is. Like, the chemical reactions have more energy. It's just the hotter the temperature, the worse.
This is like a prime climate to start using something like this if you want it to be bad.
Yes, and also, under 13 degrees, it's inactive.
Like, completely inane?
From what I could see, it's primarily inactive, which means during the night...
when you drop it at night and nothing happens.
You drop it, it covers people's skin, it covers their clothes. People can have it on them and then go inside, and then it heats up, and then they inadvertently gas the room.
Oh my God.
This is a horrible... And they used it against soldiers, civilians, bodies of water, grazing lands. A specific incident, just to tell you how much they're using gas. What I'm about to talk about happens in 1939, 3 years after the war ends. This is when they're fighting rebels in an occupation, not a war. There's 3,000 to 5,500 Ethiopian resistance fighters hiding in a cave system. The Italians can't get them out, so they disassemble a bomb into 12 barrels and roll it in, and then use artillery to blow it up, and then just block the mouth of the cave for like a day. The locals call this the Cave of the Devil, and the land around it is still not cultivated, even though it's fertile land, because they prefer it as the land of blood. Like, they're doing this as well. This isn't even the war. This is, at this point, they own, in quotes, Ethiopia.
So they're using that as a controlling
like an
measure.
Anti-rebel thing.
Yeah, it's crowd control.
Yeah. The figures the Ethiopian government give for this whole thing is 382,000 civilian deaths caused by the invasion, 18,000 in direct bombing, 35,000 are sent to concentration camps, because while all this is happening, they also have 2 concentration camps set up.
Cool, so they really want to cover all areas.
Every area of
the evil scale.
Yes.
Nice.
Destroy 500,000 homes, and then 6 million cattle and 7 million sheep and goats, which leads to a bunch of deaths later on. And sorry to get grim here as well, but it's all grim. I mentioned they ended slavery.
Yeah.
So you have 500,000 homes are gone, 13,000 livestock are gone, and you've got the countryside filling with people with no means to support themselves.
Yes, displaced former slaves.
Yeah, and then being so that even if it was just the slavery thing, it would be an economic crisis. And then all this is happening.
Yeah.
So, number of deaths to just gas, around 100,000.
From the gas alone.
Just gas.
The idea of 100,000 people dying through those means,
Yeah.
whether it's in that like immediate... Because I was thinking as well, if it's in the water, the temperature of that water, typically, if there's chemicals settling in it, would it be the case of if you drink the water, it's inactive?
Yes,
and then it
you
enters
can.
your body.
Yeah, or it could enter fish,
Oh, and then
whatever,
you
and it enters the supply chain. Also, a problem is it can get worked into the soil, apparently, and it's colder deeper down. And then you could have people coming along years later and like digging it up to grow crops, and it just... So, like, that's another thing. They're trying to conquer this country to add it to that, like...
Yeah.
That's why you can also tell it's a pure propaganda empire, because what they're doing is meaning it will never be it can't be a functional part of their empire for a long time.
Well, there's no way for it to be. You were talking about it the other time, where they were destroying the homes. They were going through and just destroying villages as they passed through.
Yeah.
That was already counterintuitive for an invasion. But now they're also salting the earth with mustard gas. So, and again, they can't control that. And if it gets into water supplies, if it gets into soil, they don't have any say over that. They can't undo that.
And it lingers, like...
Lingers for... Yeah. Do we know how long it lingers for? Like, what the sort of half-life is on this?
I'm not sure. I think it depends on the heat, but I think if it gets into an environment where it's not going to rise above that temperature, it can persist for like a long time. I don't think it's around now.
Yeah, so
in any like huge amount, but it's still there. But yeah, this wasn't just to be morbid. I wanted to highlight the actions of the Italian, and also this is a direct consequence of the failure of the League of Nations. Like Britain, France, they share some culpability and responsibility in this, I think.
Yeah, from everything you said, the attempt at appeasement and the hands-off nature of this has just opened the floodgates for an opportunity of scale of cruelty that's just really kind of unfathomable.
And also, it's one of the last big failures and dominoes of the League of Nations towards World War II. And it proves like, oh, they're not going to step in and do this stuff. Like, a lot of what happens here is what gives Hitler the sort of go-ahead to go into the Rhineland and Austria and stuff, because they didn't do anything. And unfortunately, this will become one of the first failures of the League of Nations as well. In a 1946 War Crime Commission, no one was ever prosecuted for their part in any of this.
So this one was just shrugged off then?
Yes, and do you want to know one of the reasons why?
Go on, I know I'll hear it.
Graziani didn't get done for this. He did briefly go to prison for his collaboration with the Nazis, but was never charged for this. And Bagiglio, who was the other general in charge of this, he didn't get prosecuted because he was helping the Allies keep stability in Italy after the war, and they wanted Italy to be a ally against the potential threat of communism.
So that's what they did this time round. That's what the first thing was.
Yes.
It was to be allies against the Nazis.
Yes.
So they did the exact same thing with the same guy.
Yeah, it's
who
not
already, I presume, played a part in World War II as well.
Yes.
So this guy played a part in this where they went, well, we'll let him get off with this one because he'll help against the Nazis, and then presumably joined with the Nazis.
Yeah.
Fought alongside them, and then afterwards is helping with the provision of, oh, well, maybe he'll help against communism.
Yeah. It's not even learning from history, it's learning from recent events.
Depending on who's involved, it's learning from your own personal mistake.
Yes.
your own error in judgment.
Yeah.
It's the whole fool me once situation, but with massive consequences of people have died from chemical warfares, you fucking morons.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's genuinely insane.
Yeah, so I just want to end with one last quote from Haile Selassie here. Throughout history, it has been the inaction of those who could have acted, the indifference of those who should have known better, the silence of the voice of justice when it mattered most, that has made it possible for evil to triumph.
Well, at least those words don't ring true now, eh?
Yeah. Sorry for a bit of a bummer.
You know what? These history segments do go through these unfortunate peaks of wacky stories where you can kind of poke fun at these strange characters who are doing strange things nearly 100 years ago. And usually it's in high stakes and quite bleak situations, but you can kind of find the kind of whimsy amongst it all. It's like, well, yeah, it was war, but you can sometimes dissociate from the horrible stuff, and make it a bit of a spectacle, kind of like watching a war movie. And it's like, well, yeah, this horrible thing happened, but I want to sink my teeth into the exciting side of it.
Yeah,
but then there is the flip side of it where the reality is stuff like this happened.
Yeah,
there's mass tragedy. There's failings of humanity, just a lack of any sort of moral conscience or soul in the actions taken by some people, and the fact that it's either justified or forgotten.
That's the thing as well. I didn't know about this. I'd heard of the Abyssinian crisis in respect to it, like affecting the lead up to World War One in a very broad sense, but I never got any other like this detail stuff. And like with Libya, didn't know the Libyan genocide existed until I researched Graziani. It's like, it's insane that these have been forgotten. Also, by the way, Ethiopia still hasn't been paid any reparations. Italy paid something like 100 million to Russia, 90 million to Austria, and something like 5 billion to Libya in the like 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
Ethiopia.
Nothing.
No.
Ethiopia.
No. Got ignored in the UN.
And as well as that, of course, the Nazis would look at that situation and go, well, if they're ignoring this, they'll ignore anything.
Yeah, like, it's not a wild leap for them to be like, we're not going to get done for the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Because they'd been happening.
Yeah, they had concentration camps. They had chemical weapons. They went to, I mean, more or less as extreme as you can really go in terms of mass cruelty.
Yeah.
And by the sounds of it, there was never anything done about it.
Got to appease them.
Yeah, apparently so.
Yeah.
Well, that was a heavy one. If everyone's still listening, thanks for sticking by with that one. That
was a rough one.
That was a rough one. Fuck. It's important. It's one of those things where I do know occasionally a history segment will start to come up and it'll be a horrible one, but I do want to learn about it.
Yeah.
Because while I'm playing this board game, we're doing a fun thing. I do want to learn, and I can't just learn the funny stories.
No.
Kind of have to know the full thing if you want to give it the weight that it has, the respect that it deserves. So it's horrible, but it needs to be known, it needs to be said. But we can...
Something a bit lighter?
We can now, thankfully that we've learned that, everyone who's still here, if you're clutching your hands over your ears, the bad stuff's gone for now. We've learned. We can reflect in our own time.
We need to put a trigger warning at the start of the history segment.
I don't know. Like,
maybe.
I feel like there might. Yeah, maybe we should put something at the start of that and just kind of go. This one's horrible.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do it for the serious ones. Like, I know they're all serious, obviously, but the ones where it gets particularly heavy.
Yeah.
Where we can't really even interject with a little bit of lightness.
No.
Oh yeah, I think that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
We'll put a little marker on for the heavy ones, because if I was listening to a podcast,
and where
we're whacking,
last week was very goofy, and then
yeah,
it's a bit whiplashy, especially if you're binging.
We'll put them on for the serious ones. Yeah. That's a good idea. I like that, Andy. We will not put on, I don't know, maybe it depends on how the common ground goes. We won't put a content warning on for the common ground, because this could be anything.
I think this one will be fine. I think you'll probably agree pretty quickly.
All right, that's good. That's what we need.
Yeah.
I mean, I stopped talking to you partway through this episode, and now you've just told me one of the most harrowing things I've ever heard about. So it's got to be a good one. So we'll use common ground, this chance to come together, and this week it's your suggestion of a common ground.
Yes.
So lay it on me. And now for something nicer. A little oasis in the war. It's time for some common ground. I'm trying the intro for common ground. I'm recording it. Maybe. Yeah.
Leave authors alone. Specifically, like, be happy for what they've given you, but, like, people need to be better at, like, not feeling entitled, or, like, when the, like, want for the thing overshadows what's actually happened. Like, George R. R. Martin's a good example.
Oh, okay.
Whereas at a certain point, they're like, give us the next book. Like, you're being lazy has, like, affected the, like, discourse of the series. And also it's like, yeah, it would be good to get another one off him, but, like, we aren't actually entitled. Like,
yeah.
You can't chain someone to their desk and be like, write 2,000-page books you're not feeling. And, like, George R. R. Martin's one, obviously. Patrick Rothfuss, I don't know if you know him, but he's another one, wrote 2 excellent books, but has had, like, a long, protracted wait, and now every time you see him mentioned, it's like, where's the book?
You know what? Yeah, I don't mind this one at all. This is one I do agree with, because you get that in a lot of different mediums.
Yeah, another example I thought of, Half-Life 3.
Yes, very good
Which
one.
I actually think potentially the amount of bullshit they got about that might have made them not want to work on it.
Yeah. Well, what it does, surely, is... Well, I say surely, I know it does, because I've seen instances of it, is when it builds up to a certain point, you can never live up to the expectation.
No.
After a while, it doesn't matter what you put out there, it will not be good enough.
Well, another one, Brandon Sanderson, who seems to release like 3 800-page books a year or whatever.
Yeah, I remember you talking to me about this, yeah.
One day he'll slow down and release like a 700-page book a year, which is still significantly more than any other author. And there'll be a section of his fan base that'll be like, why isn't he doing that? Like, why isn't he providing us as much stuff?
Yeah, you know,
like, you can't win. Like, the Dresden Files series I love, there's like 20 of them now. And he used to, again, be releasing like one of them a year, but then has slowed down. But it's like, he's written 20 books in just this series and books in other series. So he's releasing once every few years now instead of once a year. That's still very impressive.
hang on a minute.
What?
I see what you're doing.
What am I doing?
You're trying to undermine the accountability tool.
Oh, no, I'm not.
You are. That's exactly what you're doing.
That's not what I'm
you
doing.
son of a bitch. Because we put out the podcast as an accountability tool to make sure we finish the game.
Yeah,
which means
authors
that
don't release books as accountability tools, so they keep writing.
It doesn't matter.
This is a different thing from...
No, it's not. You're trying to pick at the fucking threads here, man. You can't do that. You're not allowed to do this. If we rely on people feeling entitled to another episode. If we throw that out the window, then this whole thing falls apart. We can't fundamentally agree on this one.
Okay.
You have to disagree.
Well, leave the authors alone. Podcasters are worth significantly less respect than authors. Hound them at the ends of the earth.
No, you know what? I thought this was going to be a very easy open and shut case. I had so many examples I was about to agree with you on. I had bands in mind, film franchises. I had expectations not being met before. I had like great case studies I could have thrown at you there. It was going to be a great conversation. However, I'm sorry. What we have to do instead is I'm now going to convince you that this is a terrible idea. So, why shouldn't people feel entitled, Andy? I think people should be. You know, you get really into something. It's kind of like it's like a big thank you. It's like, give us more of this. Oh, we hate you. Oh, we're going to burn down your house, you lazy bastard. You need to give us this new thing. That's lovely. That's like love.
That's not love.
It's like appreciation.
That's gone too far.
No.
It stopped being a nice thing.
It would only go too far if anything bad happened. Like if someone got like hurt.
It's just no.
Yeah. So okay. So put it this way. So Andy, I'll take you to another world. You don't have to close your eyes this time because I don't think you trust me. So you're an accomplished writer.
Okay.
You've written a series of 4 books so far.
Okay.
And you've clearly set up the narrative. There's going to be another one. It's going to be great. Your book is widely beloved. It's praised. It's made you rich as well.
Oh, nice.
You're rich in this situation. And now people want the next one.
Okay.
They really do. They love it. They love your work. Are you not going to give it to them? Are you not going to do that for them?
I'll write another one.
Yeah.
But it's when it becomes this dogpile. Give us the next book. You're taking too long. We deserve this now.
In this situation, though, you are taking too long. So, what do you do then?
I guess you've hounded me too much. I'm not going to release the book. I'm going to write it, but not release it.
Oh, that's the worst of both worlds. What a horrible man you are in this world.
Okay, how about this? Every time someone asks me where the new book is, I'm going to delay the release by a day.
Okay. No, because then then you're letting the trolls win.
I'm not going to tell them. The book's just going to be longer and longer, and they're going to be, where is it?
Because someone will find out. Someone will find out your rule. And then the trolls will weaponize that. And they'll masquerade as true fans, and they'll push your book back. And then you're letting fans, be robbed of this. The trolls, you're biting off your nose to spite your face.
Yeah.
So you're...
But they've already made me rich.
In this situation, though, in this world, the money is mostly gone now.
Then the new book's coming out, man.
And why did you take so long?
Because I was spending all that money.
What did you buy?
Holidays. Non-productive holidays.
Ah, so you got nothing to show for this?
No.
Where did you go? Was it anywhere nice?
Don't even remember.
Somewhere hot, somewhere cold?
I think I was on a train at one point.
Were you just blitz the whole time, just drunk off your mind?
Yeah, I got an interrailing card and a bottle of whiskey, and then I woke up 6 weeks later.
Right, sorry, I just need to try and do the maths on this. You're rich, and you spend all of your fortune in derailing. How long have you been gone? No wonder it took so long.
Yeah, that one's on me.
You've been snow piercing your own life. You've been on a train for the last 17 years, drunk.
That guy snow pierced it himself.
Oh, that's a horrible life. This is why these authors need to be releasing stuff. Because what happens when they spend all their money on interrailing?
It never ends well.
What are they going to do then? George R.R. Martin, he's on his way to Croatia right now.
Well, Split's lovely this time of year.
Well, he better split, get back home, and write that fucking book. I haven't read the Game of Thrones books.
No, me neither.
His writing style isn't for me.
Yeah, I tried to read them a few times and then bounced off him.
There's something about it that just doesn't really gel with my reading style.
I think also...
Left to right.
Yeah.
No, that's just how I read books. But, yeah, I think... because I want to agree with you.
Yeah, then you can.
But, again, it undermines... So what if we make a deal here?
Can we not just say that podcasters aren't artists, they're content producers. You can get up on your high horse about content.
If there's any outcome of this that ends with me not calling myself an artist, then no bueno.
See, this is a problem because I've encountered your ego.
Yeah, see, now what you've got to tackle is both logic and my hubris. And what I'm doing is
fundamentally incompatible.
What I'm doing is it's incredibly sophisticated. It's like a post-irony Machiavellian scheme.
Okay.
It's so I don't think people even understand what we're doing at its core.
I don't think you do.
Because if you just listen to it episode by episode, it's just a podcast. But if you look at it further away and really just take it in, it's kind of art. It's beautiful.
I guess we'll agree on that.
That it's art.
The podcast is art.
The podcast is art, and if someone wants you to do something, you should have to do it. That's just how art works.
Just the podcast is art. We'll agree on that.
I'll take that. The podcast is art, and I don't know, maybe you'll understand it one day. Maybe you won't. I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, I know.
God, we're talented. We are that. We're talented. And you know what else we are, Andy?
Soul, humble, and brave.
Damn right we are. And everyone else, you stay that way. Get in touch with us. The email address is info@warwiththemate.co.uk. The Instagram is just warwiththemate. The website's warwiththemate.co.uk. Get in touch. Let us know what you want to have us read about and wax about in the various topics that we cover, game related or not. And see you in Birmingham. Come along to the live show. It'll be a jolly good time. We'll talk about our art. Maybe I'll bring some. I'll bring some paintings for you all. You can all have a look at my paintings that I can't do.
And according to your logic, if you don't bring the paintings, well, you have to bring the paintings because they're entitled to them.
You are entitled to my paintings. You're entitled to my art. I owe it to you. In the deserts of my minds is where my art will stay. And these are the deserts of my minds.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, bye.